Okay, looks like I only have a few minutes left before the sun starts changing to more of the sunset type of look in terms of the red sky. So let's see what I can get. Lots of research related news today. Everything from drones crashing, like a bunch of them, to video game stuff. And this crazy story, kind of went viral. It's about bullying. Had a kid crying about it. It's a little heartbreaking. This first one I read here said older people should play video games. And the picture shows an older lady using an Oculus VR goggle. I was like, even for me playing VR games, I don't think you can play it for that long. Otherwise you get disoriented after a while. But it says here, Canadian scientists have found that video games improve memory and brain activity in elderly people, Life magazine said. For the study, 33 people aged 55 to 75 were selected. They were divided into 3 groups of equal terms. The participants in the first played Super Mario video game, in the second played the piano, and in the third did not do any entertainment activities. And it says scientists at the University of Montreal have measured the amount of gray matter several times in different parts of the brain, responsible for memory, decisions and planning, and coordination and balance. It turned out that the old people who played Super Mario, the amount of gray matter in the hippocampus increased and memory improved. Those who played the piano had progress in planning and decision making, and in the others who did not engage in such activities, the gray matter had diminished. I mean, that's not too surprising. Kind of makes me wonder here, would technically things like drone flying count as everything too, like for people to fly FPV? Because there is the hand-eye coordination, there's the controller, so would that be the same thing as well? Because even I said before, playing video games is really similar, like in my experience anyways, from flying a drone in terms of the controls and functionality. It's just about getting used to the hardware. And for those who don't watch it, the game of the year this year was Zelda Breath of the Wild. So if you want to play a game that has a lot of memory, puzzle solving and stuff, give that a try. Although that might be a little bit too much for people who are just getting into it. You probably do want to play something like a Super Mario. When it comes to drone safety and stuff, I've read about that one in the US about crashing drones into dummies. I believe this one is in Singapore, I believe. And it says here, 600 drones sent crashing to make them safer. So they literally took these drones and they crashed it into the dummy over and over again. In some cases, they just dropped it to see what would happen. One of the fascinating things to me was the weight, because we've often said here, like for some reason, everyone has this 250 gram threshold in terms of saying it's dangerous or it's safe, and they actually used this, and it was kind of, I guess, surprising with the way they presented the results and stuff. Study on impact of drones of various weights landing on someone's head from different heights may aid regulators. On the grounds of the NTU lies a site of brutal violence, a graveyard of drones where almost 600 of them met their grisly end by crashing into a crash test dummy head. These damaged drones are part of a large-scale study done for the first time here to test the impact of drones of various weights landing on someone's head from different heights. And it says they perform hundreds of experiments using drones weighing 1 kilogram to 9 kilogram from drop heights from around 3 meters to 15 meters. And here's the interesting one about the 250 grams. It says, the team found that if they flew a drone at 61 meters, the limit for which a user does not require a permit, even a small 250 gram drone could kill someone on direct impact. I'm just thinking if that's going to cause people to go crazy now, saying, look, these small things can kill you. I mean, when you think about it, where would it have to land for you to actually get killed, so to speak? I mean, it has to be pretty precise, wouldn't it? I wouldn't doubt, like, it's possible theoretically, but I'm just thinking again, if that's even, how do you say, valid in a practical everyday situation? Because if a drone does fall down like that too, depending on the type of drone, it doesn't fall like, for example, like a ton of bricks, doesn't it start like floating everywhere? Like there's actually resistance as it's falling down, so it won't be as bad. I'm not a scientist or anything, so maybe someone else is better at explaining this, but to me that would seem kind of an overkill if people were using that as a way to say even those, quote, toy drones are deadly. I mean, I would imagine you can say that about everything in general if this holds true. And the last story I read was kind of heartbreaking. It had to do with the kid's name here. It says Keaton Jones of Knoxville, Tennessee. He was essentially being bullied, and I guess the schools or whatever weren't really doing anything about it or in an effective way, so the mom actually just took a video of it, and it basically went viral. And yeah, he was just describing about his experience getting picked on by these kids, and he's asking why. It's kind of heartbreaking watching the video of this. You can see a bit of it here.
Just out of curiosity, why do they bully? What's the point of it? Why do you find joy in taking innocent people and finding a way to be mean to them? It's not okay.
What did I say to you?
They make fun of my nose. They call me ugly. They say I have no friends.
What'd they do to you at lunch?
Pour milk on me and put a hand down my clothes. Threw bread at me.
Is it just you?
Yep.
Or is it other kids too that feel that way?
Say it's other kids too.
How's that make you feel?
I don't like that they do it to me, and I for sure don't like that they do it to other people, because it's not okay. People that are different don't need to be criticized about it, because it's not their fault. But if you are made fun of, just don't let it bother you. Just stay strong, I guess. It's hard. But it'll probably get better one day.
For me, stories like these actually hit close to home because I know for me in school anyways, I've been bullied a lot just because I was a lot smaller than people. I still remember, for example, this kid that was probably about, 3 times my size, just holding me up there with 2 hands, like choking me. But during that case, I actually gave no reaction, and I guess he got bored. I guess one thing to remember too for people who are being bullied, just remember those people that are doing the bullying, there's usually something wrong in their lives to do that. I remember specifically with that bully too that I mentioned afterwards one day, I hated that guy's guts, but then I saw him talking to the teacher, and apparently he was being, I guess, beaten up by the parents. So that kind of made sense to me. He's lashing out on me. So just don't forget there's something wrong with those individuals as well. Not to say what they're doing is right, but there's nothing wrong with what you're doing, if that makes sense. I know it's hard in these situations, but it's kind of great to see all the support that's coming out for the kid here. Okay, I'm gonna try a different setup today. I think you definitely need some kind of stabilizer though to try to make this thing not so shaky. Although, I think the problem with all the stabilizers or gimbals I've seen, it actually blocks the USB port, so it makes me wonder how you would actually connect this thing. And to my understanding, the reason why the trees are so lit up right now is it's the heat from the sunlight, so it's still staying in there. That's definitely a cold bench. You guys have any preferences in terms of colors so far? Like which one kind of gives you the best details? Pretty much see him right through the trees or the little holes anyways. Yeah, just like that, you can kind of see the heat right through the little branches. Here's a footage that I captured today too. Alright, see you guys later.